Is organic food just a lie? We spend more than 30 to 80% paying for anything that's labeled organic. But does that mean it's better for us? Here's what the food industry doesn't want you to know. My name is Sharvari and welcome to Regen. Regen is a YouTube channel where we talk about food, agriculture, and environment. Here's what the food industry doesn't want you to know. Organic food is not necessarily more nutritious. Organic food does not mean chemical free. And organic food is certainly not better for the environment. So let's start with what organic certification actually means. In India, the organic certification is governed by NPOP, which stands for National Program for Organic Production. In US, it's USDA, it's EU Organics elsewhere, and so on. What these certifications actually mean is you can't use most synthetic pesticides and fertilizers. Most, not all. There's a long list and a long list of synthetic chemicals that are allowed. For example, copper sulfate or some insecticides or fumigants. There's also a list of naturally derived substances that are allowed but can also be very harmful to us, like pyrethrenes, rotenone, spinosads. Rotenone, in fact, is linked to Parkinson's disease but is very much allowed under the organic certifications. Now let's talk about nutrition. Most organic producers will have their consumers believe that organic is more nutritious because it's marketed such, right? Not necessarily. There are very few studies that actually cite better nutrition in organic food. The most commonly cited is a meta-analysis from 2014 from the British Journal of Nutrition, where it claims that certain compounds like antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids were found to be marginally higher. But here's what the study doesn't account for. It doesn't tell you the soil health. The actual density of nutrition in food is driven by how healthy your soil is and how living your soil is, which means how much biodiversity does your soil have. A plant that is grown in a living, biodiverse, mineral-rich soil will always have more nutrition and will always outperform food grown on degraded soil, whether it's organic certified or not. With constant movement, you also lose the biodiversity in the soil. So the bacteria, the fungi, the nematodes, the protozoans that were supposed to provide nutrients to your plant roots are no longer there. And so your food is less likely to be nutritious than it was before. The organic certification says nothing and absolutely nothing about the environment. You could be an organic farm, you could use all the allowed inputs, but still be harming and destroying the biodiversity in your soil. You see, when you can't use chemicals to remove weeds, what you end up doing is tilling and plowing your land even more. This creates a hard pan under the soil that you are using, and every time you till or plow, you expose organic matter from the soil. Your land is supposed to sequester and absorb the carbon from the environment back into the land. But every time you till, you just let it all go. So you are paying a premium for organic food. But is that justified? Is it actually giving you food that is of value? Probably not. So if organic isn't the answer, what is? Glad you asked. There's 4 alternatives that I've come across, and there are many more such practices that can prove to be better than organic agriculture. Number 1 is conservation agriculture. Conservation agriculture is built on 3 principles: minimal soil disturbance, permanent soil cover, and crop rotation. No deep plowing, no leaving the soil bare between seasons. The idea is to disturb the soil as little as possible so the ecosystem beneath it can do its job. The second is permaculture, which is a design philosophy more than a farming method. It tries to mimic natural ecosystems, diversity of species, layered planting, closed loop nutrient cycles. A permaculture farm almost looks wild, intentionally so. Because nature is more productive when it's diverse and messy, not when it's neat and in rows. The third is agroforestry, which grows rows of trees between your crops. Trees fix nitrogen, prevent soil erosion, provide habitats for beneficial insects, improve water retention, and sequester carbon. India has a rich history of agroforestry. It's not a new concept, but it's just largely been abandoned to industrial agriculture. And the fourth one, the one I would like to spend most time discussing, that is regenerative agriculture. Regenerative is different from all of these in one critical way. All of these agricultural practices try to be sustainable, they try to sustain and protect what exists, while while regenerative agriculture tries to restore what we already have and improve on it. It's not just about avoiding harm, it's about reversing harm. Organic certification asks what inputs did you put, what is allowed, what is not allowed, while regenerative looks more at the outcomes of your practices and whether you left your soil better off than before. So, what should be your takeaways from this? Not to buy organic food? No. Organic is a great step in the right direction for now, but it only takes you so far. Regenerative agriculture ensures that the food you eat is safe for you, for the farmer, and for the environment. So the next time you buy food, don't just look at the certification or the label. Ask, where did this come from? How was this grown? How did it reach me? And was this paid a fair price for? I know these are hard questions and you will not always get good answers, but at least you will start a conversation. In the next episode, we would go deeper into what regenerative agriculture is, what are its principles, and how does it work. If this video made you think differently about food than you did before, please engage with it, share it with people who might like this. And I am Sharvari, this is Regen, where food meets future. Thank you and stay tuned.